Hello? Welcome in, everyone. We're back. Annie, good to see you. Where's our music at? One sec. There we go. Okay, I feel good about it. We're back, guys, in the kitchen. How's everyone's week? Oh my gosh, they're just like flying by. I don't even know what else to say at this point. Time flies when you're busy and having fun, I guess. That's the way it goes, as it should, right? Bob and Mish, thanks for chatting with me while we were waiting for the stream to start. That was nice. They were telling me about this yummy meal or dish that they made this week, so I posted in Discord. Maybe we can make it on a stream coming up. Welcome in, Michael. It's good to see you. Hello, Kermit, Annie. We got Lily with us. Shecht is here too. Hi. It's been hot there. It was a redeem as well. It was? Okay, I'm in. It's been, I'm not gonna say like hot, just like pretty typical summer weather. Around like anywhere from 25 Celsius to around 30. That's not bad. When we start getting towards 40 though, that's a lot. Yeah, so Annie, you're at 95. So here in the house, it's like less than 80, which is so dang nice. And like, I don't have the AC on or anything. It's been really nice here today. Yeah, basically we have the same weather right now, Mish. It's been super, super nice. I even got like a little, look, got like a little burn, a little tan yesterday. I was outside a little bit. I said, oopsies. It was all right, Kermit. You got off work early, bought some lamb shoulder chops to cook later. Gonna be so delicious. I hope it all turns out. Yeah, 35°C with high humidity. Ugh, stay cool, take care of yourself, drink lots of water, maybe make some like hydrating drinks with some sea salt and magnesium is always good for you, and like fresh lemon and ginger. Thumbs up to all of that. Or yeah, just stay in the one cool room of the house. That's so funny how we all do that. It's causing lots of rain where you're at, Kermit. Dang. Yeah, we haven't had too much rain. I went out actually with my brother yesterday to try to get our truck running. That's been in storage. I can't believe, guys, it's been in storage for 3 years almost now. So yeah, we brought the batteries out and like checked the diesel tank to make sure there's no water that condensed in there. So that was interesting. I like learned a bunch of stuff yesterday. And like we got the truck on, but I don't think the 2 big batteries were charged enough for it to actually like turn over the motor, but still all good things anyways. We'll have to go out next week. Greek, he's new here, everyone. Be patient with him. Thanks, Annie, for the 5 gifted subs. We'll welcome everyone in when they're done. It just like sets the stream up for success when we hear this first thing. And hi, FCB as well rolling in. I hope you're good. Okay, 5 gifted subbies from Annie. He's now at 970 gifted to the channel over these last years. Let's welcome in Luminology, Cat Lover 1375. We got Open Out, who we know, as well as Geek Boy MN as well. And then Bazooka Joe. Welcome, guys. If anyone's in here, I hope that you enjoy your gifted sub and settle into the stream. Mish, thank you for the 1 bit.ly. Oh yeah, and I did see that. Is it a gifted sub or just any sub, I think, to the channel? You can get 3 months free of Apple TV right now. I did see that, Annie. Or just a new sub. Okay. Okay, Greek. So yeah, I'm going to go into Greek's question instead of Kermit. So we're not building out that truck. We've decided not. too. It was a good investment though. I think we'll make a really good return on it, maybe even double, which is crazy. So we are, yeah, getting that truck ready to sell, actually, Greek, which is why we checked everything over, are trying to get it running, and then hopefully have a nice quick sale before the winter. And then, yeah, move on to our next thing, because we already looked at a different truck, last month when we went on a road trip, and that is actually a much better layout for us. I know it's way more expensive, but in the long run, it just made more sense for us. So that's what's going to happen with that. You're on a tropical storm watch right now, FCB? Oh, dang. Please stay safe. I know where you live, you get storms all the time, so you're probably used to it, but still, you never know what could happen. Yeah, Michael, Lumen got a sub. He's a regular in a few of the channels that you are in. Oh, cool. Wrench with Kate. Yeah, we are getting a bigger truck, Kermit. Much, much bigger. So that truck that we have now, I think the total length, because the box is 18 feet, I think it's around like 23 feet long. The next truck's going to be 40 feet long. The next truck's gonna be 40. It's gonna be a beast. So yeah, it might take us a bit longer to get there, but we'll be set for the rest of our life. She's a big boy. It's a big boy. Titan, welcome in. Hi, Boris. Kate the Riveter. That's my bro, actually. Yeah, my bro actually has a ticket in like aircraft structural repair, I believe it's called. So he's a sheet metal mechanic as well as a heavy duty mechanic. It's a big rig. It is massive. It is massive. And then the one thing about that is what we thought was the better option is it has a really good resale value. Let's say like what, 15 years down the line, if we're like, okay, maybe we don't want to live in a truck anymore, you can sell it for good money compared to like, think about the housing market, guys. If we're trying to get into that right now, way too lucrative. I ain't putting my money in that. Okay, so that's the update, what I got up to this week. And yeah, I posted in Discord. I got like the tires rotated and everything checked, inspected on the car for our trip. We will be leaving in 10 days. 10 days? No, sorry. We're leaving in 8 days. Guys. Yeah, next weekend, we are going to be streaming on the road. I'm excited. Annie, thank you for the 99. Mish with the 2. Annie with the 98. You guys are playing a game. Yeah, that too, Greek. It's exciting. I know it's been a long process, but I know eventually we'll also get there. Okay, here's the menu for the day. It's a steak day. It's time again. We're finishing up the last 2 that we got on sale. Remember when we had the 2-for-1 from the store last time? Well, it just so happened that this week they had a 2-for-1 again at the store. So I picked up more for when Samo's home next week. And then we'll probably bring those on the road for easy, like cooking up. Parking lot streams? Is that gonna happen, guys? Parking lot cooking with Kate? I'm pretty sure. Guys, thanks for all the bits. Okay, so we are going to be, let's take these out. These were frozen, so that's why they're maybe not like super red anymore. We know this happens, but you can see where they're not as oxidized. So we are going to be cooking these on our cast iron grill pan. So let's take them out now so they can kind of warm up to room temperature. I think that's gonna be amazing. They're not super thick, so it should be quite a quick cook on the cast iron grill. And then we'll also use that same grill pan. Let's just grab it while we're going through this to grill the eggplant and some of the other veggies for the caponata. So if you don't have a grill, or maybe you're not allowed to, like kind of how we are, this is your next best option. I know it doesn't give you that like charcoal flavor, but it still gives you a grill feeling where you get some char on there. Guys, thank you for the bits. What are we at? 15% already? If you can't have a grill, move, right? Ugh. Like, I can't wait till we can get into our own space again and be able to, like, use all those things that we still have. It's serious stuff. Really, Greek? You're going camping in 8 days for a week? We are gonna be gone for so long. Like, I can't believe it. At least 2 weeks we're taking. Okay, scrolling back up. So ribeye steak on the cast iron grill pan. And then that's gonna get served because we're kind of clearing out the fridge, right, before we go. So we're gonna chop up a bunch of all of our fresh herbs and make a sort of salsa verde to go with. That's linked in the recipe. And then on the side, to use up our eggplant from last week when we went to the farmer's market, we're gonna make an Italian dish. It's Sicilian, called Caponata. So think like roasted vegetable salad with eggplant, tomato, fresh herbs. There's like dried fruit, so I got dried apricot instead of raisins because that would be my choice. It's like a sweet and sour sort of dressing that goes with it. I thought that would be amazing to go with the steak. I've had this when I was in Italy before, when I was in Venice. And ever since then, I've been really obsessed to try and make this dish in the summer with the fresh produce. It's so good. Greek, where are you going camping? Oh, also, I wanted to say this because this was weird from the tire place. So I don't know where you guys go for tires, but we use Cal Tire here. And so yeah, I got them all rotated and the mechanics told me that they double torqued the wheels so I didn't have to go back to get it retorqued. That's not a thing, guys. Like straight up, if somebody tells you that, they're just trying to get out of doing more work later on. So like I got my brother to check the wheels yesterday and sure enough, they were all loose and needed to be retorqued. So just use your head if you're like, that sounds kind of weird. It probably is. And yeah, Boris, we're going on a vacation across Canada all the way out to the East Coast. I've never been there before, neither has Sam. I think the farthest he's gone is Quebec. Yay! Guys, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm gonna turn off the alert sounds if you do this. Okay, and then here's the 2 recipes if you want to check them out. Sherman, really need to chip out the freezer this weekend, causing your fridge to overcool. Oh, I hate when that happens. Yeah, when you take out your veggies from the fridge, your fresh ones, and they're frozen. Like you have to instantly eat it, right? Because all of the cells are now broken, so it's just gonna go bad. My bro's the man to check out you miss his auto repair streams. What was he saying to me, Flood City? Not this last time when I seen him, but maybe the one before. He said he was going to maybe start streaming again. I forget what he said it was though, but something in the shop. And I was like, do it. Everyone misses that. All right, let's make a little listeroo. And let's also say, guys, if we have any Canadian viewers that live anywhere from where we are in Alberta out to like Nova Scotia, PEI, give me a message. Maybe we can meet up along the way. Guys, we're now at 25% of the way through the goal. Thank you very much. There are a couple fancy places that we are planning to eat along the way that are like well known for people. Like one of them, I'm thinking that we are going to book in Montreal to go to Joe Beef, if anyone's heard of that restaurant. Let me grab the cookbook because it's also a cookbook. If there's Bourdain fans in here, you'll probably know that name. Joe Beef. So check that out. I said that's probably a must. Except like I was looking at the reservations, guys. And the tables are at like 9 p.m. I was like, I guess that makes sense. We will eat and then go to bed. Got it. Okay, first things first for the day. Because this steak is not going to take very long to cook, maybe we will deal with the salsa verde for it first. Make up the little sauce so we can marry up all those flavors together. And then that can sit. We can maybe even use some of it in the caponata, which is what I was thinking. And then from there, we'll work on the caponata. So let's see. I know that we have to grill the eggplant. Maybe we'll grill up some tomatoes, onion, carrot. Jump to the recipe because I ain't scrolling. Hi, Bricklane. How are you doing? Imagine if I spelt my name like that. K-A-Y-T. That's pretty cool. I've never seen that spelling. Okay, this is what they say. Sicilian caponata is a tasty salad or maybe like a style of relish kind of, made of eggplants with onions, celery, tomatoes, and it's augmented, what a word, with tangy olives and capers. Oh, I did get something fancy actually for this today, which I'm really excited to try. I thought it would be so interesting. Different flavor. I got a smoked olive tapenade to put into the caponata instead of just like a regular green olive chopped up, because like this tapenade was cheaper than if I was to just buy a jar of olives. So I'm very excited for that. You're recovering from caffeine overload, got the cold sweats and hand trembling. Yeah, I have to be careful with that. Seriously, every day. If I don't eat enough before I have a coffee, like even just one coffee, I'll be destroyed. Gotta watch that, especially in the summer, right? When it's hot. Okay, what does she say here? So we have to cube the eggplant up and then we're going to salt it. This is a really popular process if you've ever cooked eggplant, guys. The salt is going to draw out extra moisture from the eggplant because it's kind of spongy, so that when we cook it, it doesn't go as soggy on us. So chop the eggplant into the size of cubes that we want in the caponata and then season it from there. And you only have to let the eggplant sit for about 30 minutes or so while we prepare the other stuff, and then just kind of pat it off with a towel. Okay, she says that she actually just roasts all of these veggies, so maybe we'll just do that instead. Roast the eggplant for 30 minutes. And then, okay, so in a skillet, we're going to, while the eggplant is roasting, we're going to saute onion, bell pepper, and celery, so trying to like make the base of this salad or relish. You just pulled your beef jerky out of your dehydrator? Hey, I could use some of that next week for my road trip. Need to get some of the Asian eggplant. That one I find is much better, I will say. If you're just getting into eating eggplant, the Japanese version that's long and slender compared to the Italian ones, just nicer texture. It's smaller, so it's easier to deal with too. It almost reminds me of like a zucchini. Okay, so I'll just write down on our list to set the 30-minute timer for salting the eggplant, and then after that we roast it. Onion, pepper, tomato, celery. And then this is, think about these flavors for the sauce. Ooh, this is new, the ad break thing. Okay, think about these flavors for the sauce. So capers, olives, dried apricot, honey, bay leaf, and crushed red pepper flakes, and then some red wine vinegar. That's why I said it's like kind of a sweet and sour sort of flavor. Yeah, that's totally the thing with eggplant. Kind of like how mushrooms can be weird to some people. You want a nice firm eggplant, not like soggy, right? Thanks, Bricklane, for the bitlies. I appreciate you. Okay, for the sauce, I'll just put sauce ingredients because there's a few of them. And then our fresh herbs. And then lastly, we just grill the steak, guys, and that's it. So pretty easy meal today. That's usually how summertime meals are, though, I find. Nice and simple. How's Sambro doing? He's doing good. He was a little bit, like, sick yesterday. At breakfast, he said he thought he, like, ate a rancid, like, breakfast sausage. But he, like, spit it out. But then when he woke up, because he's working nights, when he woke up last night to go to work, he was not okay. So he's actually, like, when that happens at camp now, because there's so many people, he has to isolate. So he didn't go to work. But he's doing better, he said, when I was talking to him this morning. Hi, yet it is. Happy Friday. Yeah, we made it. Your frozen salad wasn't appetizing? Oh, I hate that. Sometimes when that happens, I'll just, like, put those greens in the freezer and, like, throw them into a smoothie or something like that. Maybe that's the better option. Okay, salsa verde time. And then if we look quickly, I know I linked a grilled flank steak recipe, but in my mind, you can kind of switch out the different cuts of steak if you're going to be grilling it. I just wanted the salsa verde recipe. So they did some mixed herbs as the base. They said basil, parsley, cilantro if you have all those. I don't know what I have, so we're just going to use what we have. Some garlic, red wine vinegar, capers, which I thought would be nice because now there's capers in both the sauce for the steak as well as the caponata dish that we're making. So that's gonna bring both of those together. And then just some oil, salt, and pepper. Easy. So herb, garlic, vinegar, caper, oil, salt, and pepper. I had to get some capers today for this. That stuff's expensive. Get our garlics. What else? I even have fresh dill. I thought that would be good in this before it goes bad. Blend it in bottoms up. Ugh. Just blend the greens. Ah! The dill is trying to go bad. No. Okay, we saved it. Ah. Oh no, yeah. Whenever you have like poultry that you put in the garbage, or even let's say like if you have potato that goes bad, you gotta just take out that garbage right away. Because that stuff will just keep, like, what can we say, festering? It won't be good at all. Okay, we don't need ginger today. I think a little bit of green onion in the salsa verde would be good. And then we'll bulk it up. We're just gonna cut all of this parsley up, guys, so that it doesn't go bad in the next week. So we'll use everything up. We'll save some of it for the caponata. And then if you ever have extra ginger like this that you're probably not gonna use, just freeze it. Just freeze it and you can use it from frozen and zest it that way. So I'm gonna do that. Ooh, we got a little redemption. Nice, Michael. Thank you very much, dude, for saving up your pots and pans points. 50,000. That sounds good. Chipotle shrimp tacos, avocado crema, mango salsa, no bake, lactose-free Nutella cheesecake. Why are we making lactose-free Nutella cheesecake. I'm just asking for my own self. What do you use in it? You can make homemade soft taco shells like we did in the stream. Yeah, I'll definitely make the taco shells. And yeah, hopefully he'll post all of those recipes again, guys, if you want to make that for yourself. Let's freeze this ginger up. We won't be using it tomorrow or the next day. I don't know what day we'll be having Julia over to do our blanket sewing. It'll either be tomorrow or Sunday. Okay, I think first things first, let's kind of prep all of this stuff for chopping. We're gonna deal with the dill and then go from there. I know there's not much, but it's better than nothing. There's a 3-year-old request. I'm just gonna keep it up because we've not redeemed it yet, Annie. And Eric told me to just leave it because I've asked him about it if he wanted his points back to redeem something else. Yeah, the Cubanos. So I said, okay, I'll just keep it then. He's not worried about having the points back. But I like that you check for me. Has anyone in stream right now, have you guys ever had this dish called Caponata? Or are you like, what are you talking about right now, Kate? I also got an extra day off this week. Guys, Wednesday I didn't have to go to my clients to cook. They just messaged me in the morning saying that they're not gonna end up being home that night, so I just told them to freeze the like meat and stuff that I had prepped. So I'll make it for them next week. It is a bonus. I totally took that day. Just had like a nice relaxing day because life's been pretty busy lately. I said I'm not mad. This parsley looks really nice, guys. Your friend came over on Wednesday, made gluten-free tacos with sauteed chicken thighs. Yum. Why are tacos like such a good summer dish? Easy to make, not really much cleanup. Not like a ton of cooking either, I guess. That sounds so nice, Annie. I've also been thinking lately, like, how just since I've been more mindful of spending time with people I love, life's been good, guys. I know we go through like stages of being hermits and then being social, but I'm definitely the person that has to like push myself to socialize. Otherwise, I just really won't. You can get lonely that way. Won't even realize it. Yeah, 12-day family reunion. That's crazy. I was also gonna ask, Annie, did you end up getting any work done to your kitchen like you wanted? This is a huge pile of parsley, by the way. Okay, this green onion. Peel that off. Rest of that's good. Okay, get rid of this. You've thought about doing the work? That's it, though. He's thought about it. When your grandma was still here, Sherman, when she made certain dishes, she was really specific about it having to be Italian parsley. Like, send you back to the store for it. What's the difference? I think, like, mostly the flavor, honestly, and like how, can you see how green and like deep green this is, right? Where I find that curly parsley almost tastes more like grass and is like a much lighter color, so it doesn't really taste like as much. I don't know why it's like that. Italian parsley has a little bit more bite to it. It's also a bit more firm, I find, so it can hold up to when you cut it up. Yeah, it's got this little bit of like peppery flavor when I taste it, compared to like the curly parsley doesn't really have that. Okay, let's just get a small bowl to mix up this salsa verde in. We'll add the herbs to it as we go along. The curly is like more of a garnish. Yeah, I think so, hey? So Annie, you've just thought about doing the work. That's how far, as far as you've gone, hey? So you're saying you need me to come and do the work then? In the winter. Whoa, a piece of parsley just flew up and like hit me in the eyeball. Okay, now we're gonna go ham. Go, go, go! We always put our fingers up on the top of the knife blade so we have just more control of what we're doing. It's not like I'm pressing really hard on it, it's just a safe place to keep your fingies. That's so true too, Annie. Yeah, oh my gosh, I remember that in the summer when we were still working on the houses with my dad. There were some days where you just die. Lots and lots of breaks. But then it's like, okay, nothing's even like getting done. It's too hot to even do anything. How's the bear fan doing this week? Parsley is parsley. Who cares about the specificity of it? Holy smokes, that's a word of the day, I would say. Sound it out, everyone. Specificity. I don't know. I'm usually upset if I go to the store and they only have curly parsley. It's like, ugh, like I guess I'll buy it, but I would way rather have Italian parsley. Resting up from your barbecue gig, making a menu for the next one. Have you been doing lots of those throughout the summer? That sounds fun. I can't wait to do that again too, actually. It is fun. I'm doing good. Yeah, this week is just flying by. It's been nice and productive. Excited to be here with all of you guys again. And also just getting excited because Samo's home next week already. Just like that. Okay, how much of this I'm gonna put in here? Say mostly all of it, and then we'll just keep a little bit of the parsley in a small container if we want some for the caponata. This is more the busy time of year for you. Yeah, tournaments, weddings, good weather. It's barbecue in season, right? So we'll save that, just put it in the fridge for now. You just chop parsley up and jar it. Do you have to dry it out or something to preserve it? I find that when I chop it up like this, and like if I have extra from the stream, if I put it into a sealed container into the fridge, it'll last about 5 days to a week. And then after that, it'll just like start to break down and go gross, right? But yeah, I find that it lasts pretty long. If you want it to last longer though, your best option would be freeze-dried. Freeze-dried parsley. That's like freeze-dried herbs just have the best flavor still when they do it that way rather than spending, because like even just dried herbs, like the Clubhouse brand of like parsley leaves, that's expensive now. So if you're gonna spend that much on like a low quality dried herb, you might as well spend a couple more dollars and just get the freeze-dried one. And you'll have the best flavor possible. Okay, now we can tip and top. And I am going to save one of these for tomorrow. Just for our chili. Just for our chili, because I like chili with green onion. I have used Chervil. Yeah, when Sam and myself, when we worked at the greenhouse restaurant, we had so many different herbs available to go pick fresh in the greenhouse, and Chervil was one of them. It's like a dill parsley sort of mix, flavor-wise, if you wanted to try and describe it. Very like green and fresh. Pretty light flavor, not too strong. How about when you dehydrate your own herbs? Are they good? They're still good. White Dove, because yeah, you've seen me dehydrate a little bit of herbs. Like when I had too much basil in the summer, I dehydrated that and it still tastes really nice. But for sure, like the best as far as flavor option, especially let's say like if you're in the middle of winter and you're craving fresh herbs, get the freeze-dried ones. You hope someone got your grandma's meat grinder. She had it attached to the table like every weekend. Aren't those memories like just the best to look back on? The things we remember, hey? Okay, before we wash up, we'll chop up the dill and then be done. I'll give this a little rinse. I think I'm gonna have to mince this garlic by hand, guys, because I have a bunch of equipment at my client's house because I didn't have to go on the Wednesday, but usually like on the Tuesdays I'll leave the stuff that I need to use for cooking. So like my garlic press is there, a bunch of bowls, some pots, utensils. I was like, well, it is what it is. Mojito is great if you want herbs. Shucks. I hate mincing garlic by hand though. It just gets so sticky. And then let's rinse this right away so you can see how much the chlorophyll starts to soak into the wooden board. Are mojitos popular in Norway? Got a mini food processor attachment for the immersion blender from your dad. That's cool. But you haven't used it yet? Let us know how it goes. King Poverty, greetings, welcome. How are you doing? Okay, next one, our capers. And some garlic. Remember, raw garlic, pretty dang strong. You don't need a lot of it. 2 cloves is definitely gonna be more than enough. That's okay though. If we're pairing it with something that can take the strong flavor, like steak, I think we'll be a-okay. Mint is like a weed. When you grow it, yeah, you have to be very careful. If you plant mint in the ground, it will spread everywhere. So you really want to be growing mint in a pot. Yeah, you'll never get rid of it. It's true. It's very true. Okay, let's scoop out some of the capers. And let's chop up enough for the caponata too. We can put them back into this parsley container. Do it all now. Yeah, mint is crazy, crazy. Like, it will take over your whole flower bed. It looks really nice, though, because it's a really nice, like, ground cover. But that's the thing, is good luck. Once it gets huge, so hard to stop from growing. I think that's enough. Let's just quickly check our recipe. Mm-hmm. 2 tablespoons? We'll do more then. That's a lot of capers, though. I'm gonna stop there. So if no one's had capers before, think of it like a pickle. And then it is from the nasturtium flower. It is the bud of the flower that gets brined in like a salt brine. So it's just pretty salty, a little sour. Yum, spearmint for iced tea. Mish. Get your mint out of the gutter. There's lots of different types of mint too. I think the most we've ever grown was 4 types of mint. The chocolate mint is really nummy. I remember that one. Very good for desserts. What else? There was like a pineapple mint. The pineapple mint is nice because the leaves are white and green, variegated. So that one looks really cool, and they're like kind of soft and fuzzy. And there's lots of different varieties. You can have fun with it. Okay, that's all chopped up. So most of it's going in with the caponata, and then just a little bit in for the steak sauce. Like that. Do the garlic next. Get off! There's a lemon mint. I think, yeah. I don't remember if I've used that one. Now you have me thinking of lemon balm. Oh, the smell of lemon balm in the garden. So good, and I think it actually helps with mosquitoes. It actually contains menthol compounds. How cool is that? I should have chopped the garlic on a plastic cutting board. My board's just gonna be forever garlic now. Do not cut fruit on here. That looks pretty nice and fine. The only other thing you could do if you want the garlic finer than this is you take your blade, kind of smoosh it out like that, and then you really go across it and like break the cells further till it gets juicy. And that's like old school way that we're taught to mince garlic. You should always know how to do it by hand before you use an appliance to help you, right? Or yeah, bread if you're gonna have like a sweet toast with jam or something. Why does this taste garlicky? Okay, I put a little bit of soap on my cloth for this to cut through the oils of the garlic. Should be a-okay. I'm just gonna rinse this out now. Yes! Oh my gosh, Mish. Let's make a garlic bread board. You just make the garlic butter right on the board, and then you just swipe the bread slices across, and they're ready to toast. I could totally see that being a recipe. Okay, let's put our capers and parsley back for the caponata. Oh no, what happened? What did they do? Did they do it to themselves? Okay, next one. Red wine vinegar, which we also need for the caponata. And some olive oil, salt and pepper. That's it. Do we want to put a little bit of dried basil into this? We can. But I don't have any fresh. The biggest jug of vinegar. Holy. They got? Nice. They were trying to advertise here. Stream Elements said no way, Jose. I will say, like, steak and basil, very good flavors together. So I am gonna crush a little bit of these. Like, this is what I dehydrated for myself of basil. Let's crush some of it up. There's enough parsley that it'll keep everything green anyways. And then because we're letting this sit a little bit of time, it should pull out the flavors. Just rubbing it in between my hands. And take some of the stems out. Yeah, just rubbing that in between my hands. The essential oils. Smells good. All right. So they say like 2 teaspoons of red wine vinegar, very small amount. And then you kind of just make it saucy with the oil. We'll stop there. Can always add more. But it's not good when this stuff is too vinegary, I will say. Make it saucy. Let's grab our seasonings. Oh no! See? Even my salt and pepper grinder is there. No! Call the cops. Someone already did. I'm grabbing the box of salt. 1 sec. It's a tragedy. This is the stuff I'm talking about. Everything is disrupted. I'm a big pepper fan. What are we gonna do? Get the mortar and pestle out, I guess. Hey? Get the mortar and pestle out. That's why we got it. We always have options. It's just how long is it gonna take us to get there? It is fresher that way. I mean, that's what restaurants do. We're grinding fresh pepper, at least the good ones, let's say. Good restaurants will grind their own fresh pepper every day if they're really good. This. Need a spice grinder, a coffee grinder? But that's kind of like a one-use thing. Because we don't really drink coffee anymore that we're gonna be grinding the beans for. So that wouldn't work, nor like that would be a single-use thing anyways. If you're gonna be using spices in it, you don't use it for coffee beans. But I like this, I don't know why. Like certain things just do it by hand. Hi Wilson, welcome in. Okay, now we're just gonna schmoosh it. How's your Friday going, Wilson? I am the pepper grinder, guys. Whoa! Flying everywhere. Is that good, Mish? Whoa, it's actually going nuts. Or is it just me? Follow the Alton Brown policy. Yeah, death to unitaskers. Counter space? Hard to come by. Even just storage in a kitchen, right? You gotta be really picky sometimes about what things that you choose to have. 27th wedding anniversary for Wilson. Congratulations. You're cooking pork chops? Yum. One day we'll get there too. I have 23 more years to catch up with Samo. Hey Geek Boy, welcome. Annie was gifting subs earlier. I'm glad that you got one. Okay, there's just a few whole peppercorns left, but we're almost there. But that's how not difficult that is. Is Greek still here? I'm gonna ask if he's still around because I want to talk to him about something that I just remembered. It's been a fun ride. I mean, that's what we want to hear, right? I think that's what life's all about. If you can have fun. All right, ground pepper, baby. The things that we do. You dated for 3.5 years before getting married? What did Sam and I date for? Oh, like 7 years? 6, 7 years? That's a long time. All right, we have our salt and we have our pep. Back to it now. A little sprinkling. I usually find when you grind pepper fresh, it's stronger flavor. So err on the side of caution on that one. Right, we can always add more. We might need more vinegar, I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure I seen Mish say that earlier. And a little oil too, it looks like. Oh look, the basil leaves disappeared. And when we say salsa verde, the word verde, for those of you that don't know, means green. So they're just calling it a green salsa. So this will get spooned either beside the steak or just over the steak after it's cooked. Let's give it a try. Similar to what chimichurri could be. That usually has chili flakes and cilantro though as well, and no capers. I wouldn't go any more vinegar. That's nicely balanced. The garlic flavor is really good. Got a little bit of the salty caper, and yeah, the freshness of the parsley and the green onion. That's gonna be good, guys. It's verdant. And yeah, there's just a really small oil slick kind of just sitting on top. Let's say that's a good amount. So now that in the fridge. Done. First step complete. We still need this and this, so hold on to that. I think we'll keep the bench scraper too for when we cut up all of our veggies next. And maybe before we get into the caponata, I'm just gonna open up the steaks and get them onto a plate so they can air dry out a little bit before we grill them so we can get a good sear on it. Whoa, it was like a crazy reflection from a car. It looked like someone was like shining a light into the apartment. That, other than this side where they really tapered off cutting it, that's like a money steak. Same with this one. So that's what we look for when we buy a ribeye, is the rib cap. That's all the expensive stuff. And obviously we look for the good marbling in the meat itself. And I wouldn't buy ribeye for beef unless you like a fattier meat. But if you like lean meat, I wouldn't buy ribeye. It'll just be a waste for the weight, because you'll just cut off all of the fat, unfortunately. Did someone say steak, Trev? Yeah. We're gonna let these temp up on the side while we keep working along. Okay, what's next? Salsa verde, complete. The caponata, so next step, we are dicing up our eggplant and we're gonna salt it to draw out the moisture. And then while I'm down here, I'm gonna take out other things that we'll need. The celery, some of these older tomatoes to use up, our peppers. It's clearing out the fridge day. Did you ever think about naming your eggplant kegers? It couldn't be like the faceplant kegers. Okay, grab a, what do we want? A strainer in a bowl. so that when we salt the eggplant pieces, it's popped up from the moisture that's going to maybe get released. Is that high enough up? Not really. What am I gonna use then? Just a container, I suppose. You can't have the colander touching the bottom of the bowl. There we go. I guess that'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Bob. Oh, man. Okay, we're going to tip and top this and then cube it up. I think we want 1/2-inch cubes. Let's see. Cut into 1-inch cubes. Those are pretty big. I guess though when we roast it, they will shrink down. So I guess up to you how like fine you want your caponata. If you want it more like a relish than a salad. So the smaller you cut everything, right, is gonna kind of determine that. Okay, now that we got a flat end, and you can see it's kind of getting soggy, right? After a week in the fridge. Good to use it up. We'll put it on the flat side and then we'll make 1-inch thick slices. And then we'll go back through and dice it. Boop, boop, just like that. Okay, Trev says, for years I thought I wasn't good at cooking steak until you found a store that actually butchered it correctly. Yes. I mean, steaks are always better on the thicker side, right? A little bit more forgiving that way, let's say. And like, let's also say this. In a restaurant, like not everyone is allowed to cut the steaks. Like, usually either the saucier or the grill person is the only person who deals with portioning all the meats because nobody else knows how to. At least to a point where it's always consistent. So that's like something that you always have to work up to in a restaurant. If you want to work with the meat, you have to, yeah, that's basically your last station before becoming the chef or sous chef. Cookie, hi from Texas. Fun. I hope you have a really fun time. Thank you for popping by. I'm gonna cut this one into 3. It's quite large. You need a staycation. That's what I said to Sam when I came home this morning with the steaks. I was like, okay, we got our turf. Now we just need to go get all of the surf to go with it. He liked it. Okay. I see these are like a bunch of seeds in here. Not the best eggplant, but good that we're using it up for this. So now we're just going to like sprinkle over some salt. Let it sit for a moment, and then we'll toss it up so it gets all coated. And that's just gonna draw out moisture from the eggplant. Usually I lay it all out instead of putting it in a colander, but we'll see how it goes, right? Because a nice flat surface is easier to work with. Went outside to do gardening, literally hot as hell. The devil's around the corner. That's what people are saying. You guys are like heated up again. Please be careful. You're not even going outside? Okay, this is starting to soak in. Let's give it a toss. And then let's see if there's actually any liquid. that comes out of this. Severe thunderstorm warning. Fun. I think you could only say those are fun if you've grown up around it and are not scared of it. Fun. All right. 30 minutes to wait on our eggplant. It's being salted. Oh no, Pablo's here. I'm a mom. I'm on mom duties. Okay, next. Next. Let's just read over really quick. Okay, we need onion, bell pepper, celery chopped now. We got this. Hey, Luminology is here. Michael was saying that you're also a regular in some of the other streams that we overlap, so welcome back. Where's Pops? He's at work. He's busy working away, but he'll be back next week. Thanks for the follow, too. Okay, I got 2 stalks of celery this morning, and then these are our farmer's market cute little peppers to use up. Maybe we'll do like this amount, and we'll save this. Those look fake. They're almost too perfect. Onion. And I'm also gonna put some carrot into here because that's what I had when I was actually in Italy. And it was freaking good. The little bit of sweetness from it. We won't do all of this onion. We'll just do a little bit of it so I can have some for the chili tomorrow. And then there's our carrots that we'll use up. Little mirepoix action. Okay. We will, oh, I'm so happy that I have the veggie peeler here at least. We will first peel up the carrots, and then we'll get everything else ready for chopping. And so then all of this stuff that we're gonna cut up should be cut the same size. So just keep that in mind. Canadian carrots taste pretty good. Did you get some, Annie, at your store? These are shrimpy carrots. They're from the farm. They're from the farmer's market, so I can't even be mad at that. If I show you the other bag that I have of them, you'll be like, oh, never mind. But yeah, these ones are getting old. I think they're a month old maybe already. Crazy. At the Middle Eastern grocery store, you get Canadian produce. That is so fun. Okay, wash up our celery. And they have the best quality or section. I do always eye up the big carrots at this store, Trev, like the variety called Nantes that are massive, because they do have good flavor at some times in the year. There's just something about farm carrots. You can't beat the flavor of it. Okay, we will tip and top the peppers. We can use the little end of the pepper. That's allowed. Don't need to waste that. Okay, and then we'll core them. Usually just make a slit on one side. Not all the way through. The huge carrots are perfect for soups. Oh, that's true, hey? Yeah, 'cause it sucks to cut up small carrots. They're better for snacking, right? Is why I usually buy them. I'm not gonna have two different types of carrots in the house. I'm putting my foot down. You're gonna grow carrot and potato next year? Both of them grow pretty easily, I would say. Yes, Annie. That's like always a bonus, hey, when it rains in the summer. Like, I don't know about where you guys live, but it gets so dusty here really quick. But it's nice that it just keeps the dust down even. All right, let's get this off of the board. Can carry on. And all of these things, I would say the carrots will probably cook first on their own, just because those will take the longest. And then everything else, the onion, pepper, and celery, we can put in the same container together. Just forgot to trim those. Yes, Trev. Oh, we didn't have storms like as energetically as aggressive as that, but where I grew up, we like backed on to all farmland. So yeah, when the wind would pick up some days in the summer and just you got like that perfect hot and cold system, oh baby. There's a good handful of times that I remember going down into the basement when I was young. And you just get used to it. Annie, it is not good here still. And then there was also like where we just drove through last month. There was a huge landslide, I think yesterday. That's what I wanted to ask Greek about. And they're like waiting for the river to push through the slide and it's going to like completely flood everything around the area. It's so scary. It's so weird though, how like every time we go and like do something, something bad happens after we go through. Like that's really just kind of lets us know that I think we're on the right path. But yeah, I feel really bad for my friends because they're still not even able to go back home to Jasper yet. This carrot is a weird shape. I'm just trying to keep it pretty uniform. Don't go anywhere. No, I have to go the other way, Mish, before we're not even able to go that way. Because that's what happens, is these natural disasters happen and then the road is closed for X amount of time. So we gotta go before that happens. The worst wildfire in 100 years? I mean, they did get warned. Because in like the early 2000s, there was a huge pine beetle infestation around the national park. And like they didn't, after that happened, they didn't clear any of the dead trees out. And like there was like, this went to government and stuff about like people asking them and telling them like, yo, you should probably deal with this before something really bad happens in the future. So yeah, it's a whole thing. It's pretty controversial. Just the largest but not worst. Yeah, there might have been worse, hey? I love the color of these carrots together. Almost looks like squash. Okay, next. Now we'll be filling up this bigger container. I'll do the onion last. Guys, I don't want to get into like the controversy of what's happening. Like, let's not argue with each other of what's real and what's not. I know we're all allowed to share our opinions, but I don't want these little things to, like, I don't know, divide us as a community. Iceland works amazing around that niche. Lava flow on the road, no problem. New asphalt in 2 days. Right. That is so nuts. Okay, now we're gonna match the pepper size. So you saw I cut these ones all small on this side. Nice and small. Thanks, Sherman. That was actually such a delicious sandwich. Oh, that clubhouse. Some of the best bread I've ever made as well. I think I'll be making another batch of that before Sam comes home. We can bring it on the trip. It was so dang good. And like something about sourdough, I don't know if it's just the natural like yeast and bacteria, but I find it doesn't go bad as fast. It's like way more shelf stable. Your buddy's a tree surgeon, the bear fan, went to school for it and all, works as a park ranger, warned him about it. See? It's like they even have people telling them and they still don't listen. I hate how like reactive North America is for everything. Like they never take precautions, they just like react to what happens. And it's like, oh no, this costs so much money now. But anyways, Caponata, guys. Caponata. I mean, like, going forward, though, just with how often these, like, disasters and stuff are happening, I think it will always play a part of our life, especially when we talk to people from around the world, right? Like sometimes I feel like it's a bit annoying that we keep talking about it over and over, but it plays a role in our life. That's just how it's gonna be. Okay, we got our peppers. Nice and colorful. That's the other part of this dish. Lots of summer colors and veggies in it. Aren't they so nice, the peppers? It was hard to keep up with how many people we banned from front page. I remember that. I've never seen the chat go that fast before. Hey, the good days. Not even the good days. Those were just like the beginnings. Because we're still on good days. Just things are different now. Trolls. There was way more trolls back in 2018 when I started streaming compared to now. But Twitch itself was also different back then, right? Like there was no food and drink category. Nothing like that. So that's why back then, when you did something that was not gaming on Twitch, yeah, you got a bit more attention than maybe you wanted. I don't like that piece of celery. We gotta trim it. Annie. Sherman, you're liking my shorts? Thanks for saying that to me, because I've been bad lately. I haven't really been making them as much. Samuel gets mad at me for it, because sometimes I just like, I don't know why I procrastinate the way I do. But then I get back into it, and yeah, just knowing that people enjoy it, maybe help me do more of them. Why do I gatekeep my content? Don't ask. Okay. We're getting there. Is this the Three Sisters? Onion, celery, and peppers. We need beans for it. Okay, scratch that then. It takes work to edit those things. I guess, hey? Like, maybe sometimes I don't give myself enough credit. That's fair. If I mean, yeah, the Indian Three Sisters. Or it's reminding me of, like, Cajun food was the other one. Did they not have a word for their three things? Because I believe that's onion, celery, and peppers, right? When you make gumbo and stuff. Okay, that's kind of dried out there. That's the one, the Holy Trinity. Thank you. Okay, and then the Three Sisters is corn, bean, and squash. I was gonna say, I swear it's like squash, isn't it? Good job, guys. We just learned stuff. Okay. We're gonna save a lot of this onion for our chili tomorrow. It's like the bulk of it. Let's just do this chunk off of this side for our onion today. And because it's just a chunk like this, I'm just gonna cut straight across. I ain't following the rules, guys. And then still matching the size of the peppers and celery. Nice. You don't want to go too small because this stuff will still shrink when we cook it. And then is there garlic? Onion, pepper, celery, black pepper, crushed tomato. We got our capers. Guys, there's no garlic in here. Okay, that's easy. That's kind of nice though. We'll keep the fresh pungent garlic in the salsa verde with the steak. I like that. Okay, let me just pack these two things away. We'll prep our crushed tomatoes, which I'm just gonna use some tomatoes that are getting old instead that were fresh. Grab a container for that. And then as well as our dried fruit. That. One for the onion. And then we're pretty much there. What's our timer at? We're at 12 minutes on salting the eggplant. The chicken tortilla soup, that is a very, very good soup recipe. I should make that again, like, soon. And it was so easy because you just use a rotisserie chicken. I made that for my clients too, and like they went nuts for it. It's a good summery version of a soup. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Let's pick some tomatoes. I saw there was a couple yellow ones that were getting shriveled up. Just pick the ripest tomatoes you got. Succotash? That's yummy. A lot of fancy restaurants will make succotash because it's so delicious with like all of the summer produce, right? We'll do that for tomatoes. I remember having to make that with the delicata squash. So dang good, dude. You have to use a package of chicken thighs. That'll probably be dinner. That's an easy cook up though, right? So I'm just topping these bigger tomatoes, and then the cherry or grape style ones we'll just cut in half. to stew down. I don't usually cut the tomato as small as the other veggies. It'll basically cook to nothing if you do it too small. I've also seen caponata recipes. Some people will put zucchini in with the eggplant. So if you have a bunch of zucchini from the garden, make this, or make ratatouille is a really, really good summer dish as well with all of the fresh produce at this time of year for sure. Basically now at the farmer's market, I would say we have almost every produce option available now. We're definitely in the middle of summer for our growing season. Maybe actually we'll quarter these because that looks good. At least the bigger ones will quarter. This thick one. Break out the tagine. Ah, this tomato skin was like sticking on me. That is kind of the nice thing, hey Trev? Is like you stack up all of your stuff that you prepped in the tagine, turn it on, and then in an hour, it's ready. It's pretty magical. Need to find some more sun golds. One of the best tomato varieties. Remember when we were growing those? Fresh off the plant. That is one of the sweetest varieties of tomato I've ever eaten in my life, is sun gold. Probably the sweetest. I don't think I've ever had one sweeter than that. Maybe a version of cherry tomato. It's like a Japanese version called a Sakura. Sakura cherry tomato, I think it was called. Yeah, perfect for salads. Okay, that's that. Let's get our apricots. I can't believe how expensive these dried apricots were. Like, they weren't even organic. I'm just gonna take a quick bathroom break, 1 sec. I'm back. Thanks, Michael. Everyone have a sip of water now. We gotta stay hydrated. I did get some extra apricots though for our trip because it's one of my favorite dried fruits. I don't know about you guys. We only need a 1/4 cup of this chopped up. And I'm using these in place of raisins in the recipe. It's about a 1/4 cup and then one for the chef. Ah. What happened to that apricot? No. Now they're finding heavy metal in chocolate? I mean, I read and heard about the whole, like, feminine products thing with all the heavy metals. I was like, oh, perfect. Now we can't even have chocolate. That's some sad stuff, man. Time to go. Time to use Samo's dual citizenship. Gotta get out of here. Okay, we'll chop these up to like the size of raisins, let's say. So basically we are all robots. If we're just made of plastic and metal. We're getting there. We are Barbie girls in a Barbie world. Couple more moments and we'll get our eggplant roasting. While we get the rest of the dish together. And then we can grill our steaks. And we are done for the day, guys. Nice, easy summer foods. And healthy. I know a bunch of you are not going outside today because it's too hot where you were. And like, I don't blame you because I also didn't go outside when it was that hot out. But it's nice here, so I gotta get outside still. Okay. Let us review this recipe one more time. We got the capers done. Okay, we need the olives. A 1/4 cup of that too. So what if we just scoop that into the container with the apricot, since it's all going together. 1/4 cup of that. So equal parts. And then we just need honey, bay leaf, pepper flakes. I'm not gonna do the wine in here because I don't have any. Honey, bay leaf, pepper flakes, and the olive. Okay, so this is the olive I chose. Otherwise, you can choose whatever you want, but I chose a smoked green olive tapenade because it just sounded amazing. And I've never tried this before. You don't get too hot shacked ever? What happens otherwise? That was the other one. I think it was like $8 for a jar of 250 grams worth of olives. Or I bought this whole jar, no pits, right? Any of that. Full 250 mils for $5. So you gotta be smart. And like, I'm not even that good at math and I'm still able to save money. Holy, that smells good. And yeah, there's other stuff in here too. Let's go like that amount. Remember, I said only about 1/4 cup. Maybe we'll do this last scoop. Mmm. Shecked, the weather just doesn't allow it to get too hot. You're lucky, because like even where Sam is in the Arctic, it can get up to plus 35 Celsius there. Okay, honey, bay leaf, chili flakes. And then I think before we start cooking this stuff for the caponata, we'll get the eggplant ready to roast. So I'm gonna turn on the oven to heat up, because she's been salted. There is 1 drop of liquid. Can you even see it? There it is in the container. 1 drop, that's it. But if I hold this up, I don't know the angle. You can see like some of the pieces are pretty wet. Like, I don't know if I squeeze it. Yeah, you can see how the moisture came out. So that's all the salt is doing. But obviously it wasn't an eggplant that had a super high water content. Okay, so from here, let's just dump this in a bowl and we'll just coat it with some oil, salt, and pepper, and then dump it onto a pan to roast in the oven. Ah, yeah, if you're by the sea or by a body of water, that totally helps. It's true. Definitely glistening. Look at all that moisture. Okay, let's prep a sheet pan. We'll do foil parchment. Reminds you of putting salt on slugs when you were little. Evil, but I think that we all did that once upon a time. I think there's enough slugs in the world, we don't really have to get too concerned over it. It's a science experiment. Copper foil around the plant. So that's the other thing that works. Noted, I guess. The slugs, like, oh man, when we were on the island with the garden, yeah, we had quite the battle. They almost ate like all of the lettuce all the time. My worst enemies. Okay, sheet pan. Ready to roll. Some olive oil. I'm gonna go pretty heavy on the olive oil with eggplant because it'll soak it all up. You'll see. Just a live wire. No one will get hurt, hey? Shacked. I used to like fling them over the fence into the green space. But like then they'd always come back, so that's not like you were really solving anything. That was the humane way, I guess. Until you realized it didn't really work. Mish is a live wire. Definitely. Yeah, just send a Mish over. Okay, eggplant is seasoned and coated. As you can see, it doesn't really need anything fancy, because we're putting lots of other flavors into the dish. Spread this out and then we can rinse our hands off. And that will take, it said, about 20 minutes to roast. Want like a little bit of browning, and obviously it should be nice and tender, not crunchy. Looks good. Yeah, just put him over to your neighbor's garden. So mean. You guys wrecked me. Now look, is that what you want? Mish is a give up. Oh my gosh. What if we scare her away? One day she won't come back to us. A sane Dane. Okay, we got that roast, an onion, pepper, tomato, celery, done. Sauce ingredients, prepped. Fresh herbs, completed. Now let's see. I think we'll be going over there. Set ourselves up. Honey bay leaf pepper. Alexa is yelling at me. Alexa's yelling at me. I don't know why. Oh God, she's still going. Let's just close the door. Shh, quiet. Shh, quiet. We got the red wine bin. Okay. Heat 2 tablespoons of oil in a large skillet. Add onion, bell pepper, and celery. We're gonna first do the carrots and then do those. Add some seasonings. Cook for about 5 to 7 minutes, stirring until it is softened. And then we add the tomato, caper, olive, apricot, honey, bay leaf, pepper flakes, vinegar. Simmer on low heat for 10 minutes, and then we stir in the roasted eggplant at the end. Fresh herbs, done. Love it. I'm in. So mostly prep, easy cooking. Hi, Bondi. Did you get my message on Instagram, dude? Not sure if you were on your socials yet today, but I sent you a message asking you something. A feta shortage? Yeah, do you guys want to kill Mish? What do we want to use for this today? I think just our nice cast iron pan will be good. It all gets mixed up together in here. And yeah, you could serve this hot, warm, cold, pretty much however you want. I think it is really nice warm though, if you're gonna serve it with a protein like steak. So medium heat on that. Let's get our olive oil down. And we can pop our carrots in. Misha's being nice. In what world? Sorry, I had to fix my camera. It was like on the cord. Weird. Carrots. Now we need a spoon. Is that a protein pro tip? It is. A Mish understanding. We're gonna use a spoon from culinary school. And let's just say, it's a blue spoon, but I used it to make mulligatawny soup in culinary school, if you guys know what that soup is. It has turmeric in it, or it was like a curry that I made. And then ever since then, the spoon's been forever turned yellow. So then it became like not a favorite spoon. But yeah, I've had this since 2011, 2010. Old Faithful right there. I keep looking in the cupboard for the salt and pepper. A few days back, you got called quiche. That is the greatest thing I've ever heard. I need that to stick in my brain so I can remember that. Do I have a monogrammed offset spatula? No. How would you even get that done? I feel like we have to come closer here. Let's fix this up. Too far away. There. What's the joke gonna be, Mish? Okay, that's all spread out. We'll stir it up once it gets a bit more hot. One of your friends who was in culinary school saw another student with her own monogrammed one. That is smart to do. I know that you can like bring your knives as well to get your initials monogrammed into them. That was always something people did. I think that'd be super nice though. Because I'm sure if you brought like a bunch of things you wanted, you probably get a better deal rather than trying to just do one thing. Both of you were wrong. Seemed. Okay, we got sizzles. Let's give this a stir to get everything nicely coated in the oil. So we'll cook the carrots for a little bit of time before we add in the onion, celery, and peppers. Just get that crunch off of them. Yeah, you don't want anything crunchy in this dish for the caponata. Not that it's all gonna be mushy either, texture-wise. It's definitely a dish where you want to cook the veggies really perfectly so they're just like nice and tender. You wonder if you can clip a VOD. I think you can. Go back, Bob, because like I can go back and make my own clips, so I don't see why you guys couldn't. Okay, now it looks funny where we're at. Back it up. Still waiting on the oven to heat up, and then we're not going to season the steaks until pretty close to when we cook them. Just because if you put the salt on the steak too early, it will start to draw out the moisture and you won't get as nice of a sear that way. So keep that in mind. She says serve it with toasted ciabatta. This would be really yummy. Some fresh bread on this side with the steak and stuff. Oh, if you were doing it on an actual grill, grill the bread. What if you just pat the steak dry after? Yeah, I was gonna say you might take away some of the seasoning, right? Let's give this another stir. And like for this dish, we don't necessarily need stuff browned. So it's gonna really change the colors of everything, right? Okay, it's just starting to turn golden brown, the carrots, so let's add in our onion, celery, and pepper. Kind of cool that off. And now we can also add some salt and pepper seasoning. Because we season as we cook, not just at the end. And this will take a little bit longer now to cook through. So colorful. Sometimes you like toasting cumin seeds, grinding them up, and adding it to steak rub. Ooh, that would add a nice flavor. Almost like kind of smoky or southwest. Something about the smell of onions and peppers frying together is really good. So get that all coated now. gonna be so primed to eat this lunch. I'm excited. And as I'm making the caponata, I'm reminiscing back to when I was in Italy and I ate it for the first time and it like blew my mind. Just pretending like I'm in Venice right now, sitting on a patio. Mish! You know I can't say that, but I'm proud of you. Have you harvested any yet? What else is growing in the greenhouse? Let's turn up the heat just a little bit. Okay, what else? Get our plate for this stuff. I would say a rimmed plate for this, because I feel like there's gonna be steak juices, and then maybe the caponata is kind of juicy. Oh, yes. Yeah, the Viagra tomatoes. I remember when I worked at the organic farm, that's what was in the high tunnel together. Is we had cucumbers, tomatoes, and peppers and eggplant in the high tunnel growing. And they did the best there for our climate, at least where we were. And then yeah, all of those things were planted together because they grow really well together. And then you often will plant the basil plants underneath all the tomatoes so they can kind of hide in the shade of the leaves. It's like a whole thing. Cannot wait to get back into that. Bum bum bum! The tap on this spoon is quite satisfying, I will say that. I've also seen people, like, cucumbers will always try to pollinate with anything. So people keep, like, opening up cucumbers that pollinated with their other melon plants, and it looks hilarious. Bonk, yeah, Bonk is not usually around on Fridays unless he has it off, but he's always on the weekend. Unless he works overtime. Bonnie would love this chat, it's true. Yeah, we'll just bring it up again. Oh my goodness. Stir it up. I think they said to only cook this for like 5 to 7 minutes. Like I said, you want it softened. Maybe a little bit of color, but not dark. Not dark brown. Try and keep this vibrant. How long is it? I'm dead. I died. That's it. I'm seeing what's happening on Twitch right now. There's a lot of stuff being cooked. Okay, these are some aggressive sizzles back here. Sometimes that sound means you need a little bit more oil. Let's see. I would like for the onions to get a bit more softened. Turn this down now, let's see. And you know the veggies are cooking good when they start to go more translucent in color. The slugs don't like tomatoes or peppers. Yeah, they don't ever touch those plants. Same with us. But cucumbers, gone. Yeah. It was always the bed with the cucumbers, or if you add lettuce as well. Just decimated it. Cabbage plants too. And the deer. Annie's poor, your mom, right? You said? Lost all of her stuff to the deer. I bet Albert knows where the deers are. That was like posh too. She'd be on high alert. Like, you're not coming in here. I mean, half the time she would already know there's a bear in the yard before we even did. Because she just walked out onto the balcony, put her nose in the air. Nope, I ain't going farther than that. Oh, your stepmom, okay. Yeah, you don't electrify your lettuce? Some people do, Shecht. I don't know if you've ever heard of the electric lettuce. It's pretty popular. And then I summoned Pell by saying that. Hi, Pell. Ribeye quality control reporting for duty. This is where we have, they were frozen, so if you're like, why is it kind of browned? But this is where they're at. We'll get into them pretty soon here. I'm going to put our eggplant in the oven to roast. It's time. And then let's set a 15-minute timer. This stuff is screaming at me. I'm gonna start to turn it down a little bit more now. And then I think the tomatoes are going in next, just because we have those fresh. So we'll stew those down a little bit. That looks amazing. Now that'll cook down. And then we have dried apricot and olive there. And then we'll be putting in chili flake, a bay leaf, and some honey to balance the flavor out. Albert ate a mouse yesterday. Like, he actually eats them. Ew. Brother, ew. He says, I need extra protein. Growing lettuce for the shock value. Yeah, be edgy, grow endive. Yeah, that must be one of those leaves that's allowed in Canada and Amsterdam. He just crunches the whole mouse up. What a dog. I've always known he was a bit different. What a dog. What? That is how it goes. You like it, Bob? Brother, ew. Okay, so after all of this is softened, then we add the rest of the stuff, simmer it for 10 minutes, stir the eggplant in, and the herbs, and we're done. Like mother, like son? Yes. That is what we will go with. Okay, so I turned down the heat just because we don't want to brown the veggies anymore, but we do want to stew them down. Make it all saucy. We're gonna slowly simmer until the eggplant is done. Nom. Not much different than buying the ground up quail with the bones to feed your pets. Right, yeah, a lot of dog foods you need. Well, yeah, all dog foods you need like bone meal and different stuff like that they're used to eating. What the heck, Mish? He'll try anything once, we can say. No browning, no fun. That's just the style of this dish. There's gonna be hopefully some browning on the eggplant. Right, Pell? It's like if you've ever been around an animal that's done that before, you will forever remember that sound. Ingrained into your memory. That is the sound of my people. Okay, what else are we gonna need? We'll need a cutting board for this steak. I don't think I have any of my tongs here. So good thing the roommate is also a chef, so I can steal some of his cooking utensils. Since the client stole mine for the weekend. You hope there's a little browning on the meat. Oh, it's just gray. This is how you make a gray ribeye. Of your own skull producing crunching sounds? Ew, why did that remind me of when I got the tattoo on the back of my neck? The feeling of the tattoo needle on your bone. It was like rattling my brain. I've never had that experience before. That was interesting. I said probably never again. You can, Mish. I actually took a photo when I made them spaghetti meatballs on Tuesday, and I forgot to post it in Discord. I'll try and remember to do that after stream. So I made, yeah, spaghetti meatball meal on Tuesday for them with a side of Caesar salad because they already had everything in the fridge for that, so I like to do that. And then what did I make on Monday? Oh, I made... You're gonna be even more mad at me now, Mish. Feta and dill turkey burgers with dried cranberries. And some sweet potato fries on this side. So it was pretty hot at the beginning of the week, so I thought turkey burgers would be good. Okay, we are almost getting there, guys. Tomatoes are slowly cooking down. Just wait a little bit longer before we add some of the liquids to get this saucy. But like Trev said, it is looking really nice. That's what we call show and clientele. But yeah, it was so good. I posted the recipe for the turkey burgers in Discord, didn't I? Earlier in the week. Or did I gatekeep them for myself? Was it last week I posted it? Last week. Mediterranean turkey burgers. They turned out so good. I just seared them in a pan until they were just browned on both sides, and then baked them in the oven to finish, and then put a slice of feta cheese right on top to soften for the last like 5-10 minutes in the oven. Whoa! It was good. Herb and garlic mayo, bun, lettuce, tomato. Good to go. Salmon pasta al forno, yum. Salmon with pasta, deceivingly delicious, for sure. Same with shrimp too. Tandoori chicken, biryani chicken, beef and long bean stir fry, chicken teriyaki, beef and bean burritos this week. That sounds delicious, Trev. You need to like open up a restaurant or something. Like what? Okay. Let's add apricot olive. If you don't like apricots, you could use raisins. But I don't really like raisins, so I used apricots. Next one, how much of this red wine vinegar? Cookie, you made sea bass poached in a carrot ginger broth last night? Yummo. That sounds so good. Did you have it with rice? That's what I'm imagining. 1/4 cup of this stuff. I'm gonna measure it. Of red wine vinegar. And so this is the sour. And then when we add honey, it's gonna balance it with sweet. We're really gonna turn this burner down now. First though, before I get in the honey, we'll do 1 bay leaf. A pinch of chili flakes. I can't even remember if I've ever had sea bass, actually, guys. I'm not gonna go too crazy with the chili flakes, because that will get spicier as it sits together. Woo! The little vinegar clearing out the nostrils there. Get that bay leaf, like, submerged. You actually get the flavor out of it. Tuck it underneath there. As soon as you add the olives, it just transforms the smell of that. Whoa-y. And then we still have to add the caper and the fresh parsley. Fresh walleye. Annie, I found a spot in Winnipeg on our trip that does 2-piece, well, we call it pickerel here, but it's basically walleye. 2-piece fish and chips walleye for like 14 bucks. I said, what the heck? I'm so excited. Was like, that's a must stop for sure. And it looked so good. Canadian YouTube ruined the word quarter for you because now your mind always follows up with a carter. Probably from out east, if they're pronouncing it like that, which I am so excited to like go see some of our friends from out east and stuff and just experience that culture of the Maritimes. I've never been out there. Where's our honey amount? They said 2 teaspoons of honey. Let's start with this, right? Because capers are salty, olives are salty. That was 2 teaspoons. Hold on to this spoon. 14 bucks, right? I was like, a whole meal for $14? I could get 2 coffees for that price. It's smelling proper. We'll see how much oil is on the eggplant, but we might add a bit more olive oil to bring it together. He was always joking when he said a carter. Sometimes we do that, like when we say a boat, we'll exaggerate it because we know you guys like it, and we'll say a boot. We're out and about. You can barely tell, but that is still simmering. And we're not gonna add the parsley until that's off of the heat. Let's kind of get an idea of what we're working with here. See if this is how I can remember it being. I mean, minus the eggplant, right? Just drop the piece on the ground. Mmm. The little bit of chili flake in there is so dang good. What the heck? Mmm. I don't think I want to add any more honey either. Rook! Bang! How are you doing? How's my main man Rook? It's been forever. I put the chili flakes in there for you. Okay, we're peeking. First 15 minutes, it really doesn't look like much. So we will carry on with that, I suppose. And I think we're just gonna turn this off. Stir in the capers and the parsley now that we aren't gonna cook it anymore so that the parsley stays green. And then we'll just mix in the eggplant whenever it's ready. Because the steak's gonna take a little bit to cook, and then it will also have to rest before we slice it. Okay, let's do that. I could maybe even just scoop off the capers if you don't want to put the parsley in right away. Like that. Okay, reset our timer. Let's do another 10 minutes. So now the capers are also gonna add another element of saltiness too. That's why they said kind of add the honey to your liking, whether you like it sweeter or saltier or more sour. Tap that off. And we'll just put the lid on, guys, and then we'll switch out the pan for our grill pan. You're gonna go pick all the peppers and smoke the red jalapenos and dehydrate the rest. So you guys, Rook is making chipotle peppers. When you smoke a jalapeno, that is what a chipotle pepper is. How cool is that? This is hot, so be careful. Careful, careful. Okay, now this beast. Our grill pan. I have a bigger one, but I choose this smaller one all the time because that's what fits on my burner. Whereas the bigger one with the bigger surface area is more for like a gas or over the barbecue even. Let's heat that to medium heat while we're waiting. And then we'll come over to the board and season up our steaks. Yeah, they got a nice little dry out while they were sitting there. Oh yeah, the Olympics, guys. I actually haven't been watching. I just know from what you guys tell me and like the couple things that I've seen if I scroll on TikTok or something like that. I have no idea how Canada is doing. Okay, come over with our salt and pepper. Yeah, you can, like, to expect the winter kind of countries to exceed in the Summer Olympics. Kind of far-fetched, right? But either way, like, it's still really fun for the athletes to be able to have that experience. Can you swim with skates? Can I paddle with a hockey stick? Is that allowed? Oh man, Mish, the handball? That should be crazy. Brooke, yeah, sure you can. Fight, fight, fight. We had to do fresh ground pepper today in the mortar and pestle because my stuff may or may not be at my client's. We had a surprise cancellation. It's okay, guys. We've adjusted. We made do. I actually have seen a couple clips of handball on TikTok, and I said that actually looks like such a fun game. The way they like stick it to their hand. I've learned about so many different sports that I didn't know existed. Like, why don't I compete in the one-hand shooting sport? Because that looks fun. How about the speed climbing? Have you guys seen that? Literally speed race climbing up a wall? Yeah, there's been some things, some of the sports that have just completely blown my mind that I didn't even know existed. Breakdancing is an Olympic sport now? What, Rook? I don't know if I could do that. Did I see the photo of Shaq and Simone? I haven't. I haven't yet. Yeah, I've never really watched the Summer Olympics. Maybe because when I was younger, I was always busy playing sports in the summer, right? But now as an adult, just blowing my mind. It's been really enjoyable. But yeah, I definitely have to try and watch some of the clips. She could fit in his pocket, basically, hey? Jai-alai? Is that how you say it, Annie? I don't know what that is. Okay, we're getting heated. I could see here because where I sprayed the pan. But it's not smoking yet, so I know that it's not hot enough to be able to sear the steaks. Do not rush it. Let that pan get hot, hot. I think it might be pronounced like high, like the J is an H. Jai-alai. We usually just watch the opening ceremony, some of the gymnastics, but not much else. I was a gymnast. Like, I forget what age I was when I started. Maybe 5, 6? And then I competed in gymnastics until I got to the high bar. And I don't know where I developed this fear from when I was young. But when I was trying to like graduate to the next step of gymnastics, when we competed on the high bar, I couldn't do the like backwards move where you spin around backwards, right? I just could not do it. I was too scared. So then the instructor's like, well, if you don't do this, like you can't progress. And so that was it for me. So then after that, I started playing soccer. But I've always like wondered, it's like, why couldn't I get past that? Like maybe I should try again as an adult. It might be different. But yeah, if you guys always wonder like why, yeah, now we can see it, Cookie. It's finally smoking. Why I have like a pretty big upper body. It's totally from back then. All right, so we're gonna go, now that this is smoking, season side down. To start, I don't know if I'll be able to fit both of these. Let's see. Put this bigger one down here. And we'll give it a nice press onto the grates. Like that, because we're not going to be moving it for a bit. I might have to move this over a little bit. Get back over there. And so you just have to be really sure of wherever you set the steak in a good spot. There we go, guys. Those look huge, hey? I'm the Canadian Simone Biles. My favorite gymnastics pieces that we did, I was really good on the beam. Like my balance is really good. I really like the trampoline, obviously, like that's just fun. And maybe floor routine from what I can remember, but that is so long ago. Shiggity, I hope you're having a good week. Okay, the eggplant's finally starting to brown. The triple wolf turns. Okay, what's the other one? Where they like go off of the jump and then onto the little like version of the beam. I forget what that's called. But those are nuts. Like when they're flying around with their legs straight. Oh my god. The amount of core strength that takes. So impressive. The vault? Is that what it's called? The vault? Maybe. I decided to use the grill pan today, Shecht, because last time we cooked steaks on stream, we just did it in the cast iron. So I thought I would just kind of switch it up for a different style of recipe. They use slip socks. Yeah, because you want to get more grip, right? That's the thing, is like doing gymnastics, yeah, you're sweaty. You need grip. So you're always using chalk and different things. I also want to see. Okay, that's actually working really good. I'm going to try to like flip these to get a diamond mark on them. We'll see how that goes, but they're not quite ready. I think we'll roast the eggplant for longer too while these are finishing. Nice. You have a Le Creuset grill pan. You got it from your dad. And you'll probably have it for the rest of your life, right? And then you'll have to hand it down to someone. But this one is just, I think, a Legostina or a Lodge. Not too expensive. Okay, I can see the steak's getting like half cooked. So look, that's not bad. So when I say we want like a diamond shape, I'm gonna first just move this. We'll flip the other one. Don't want to set it down. And so you have to go on an angle now. Oops. I may or may not have just hit the camera with the steak as I was lifting it over. And now we'll go there. There we go. And then you let that set there so that it will also make the mark. Grill pan gymnastics? That would be wild. That's what I was thinking too, Mish. It's like added extra weight as a challenge. They can decide what type of grill pan they want to use. And you get more points if you use a heavier one. A well-seasoned gymnast, if you will. Checked. Hello? What we have happening? Nice. Okay, we're flipping, guys. How good is that cooking up, though? Considering what we're using right now? In my mind, you're gonna get more flavor on a flat surface, but it's looking good. Rook's like, and this is why I don't often come here. They would pan their performance. Smoke it out. I'm turning the fan on, I think. They just said no barbecues. They never said no barbecues inside. Usually if I have one side that looks really nice, sometimes I don't bother with flipping the diamond on the other side, guys. Because the second side usually cooks pretty quick. Yeah, I'm only on Friday, Saturday, Sundays, starting at noon Pacific to like around 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Pacific. It's a pandemic sport. Okay, so usually when I grill steaks, guys, I like medium rare. And to get that temp is I'm always watching for the blood to start coming up off of this layer of meat. And then that is what is telling us that it's getting close to medium rare temp. And you can cook burgers the same way. Because otherwise steaks are kind of deceiving. Especially if you don't have a thermometer. I do. So we could also check it with that today. But yeah, if you don't have a thermometer and are unsure of how to cook steaks, if you like it medium rare, if after you flip it, you start to see a little bit of like juices and blood, that's telling you that it's almost done. Burgers will leak from this side, yep. Yeah, you'll get pooling on top or around this side. Thanks for stopping by, Rook. We miss ya. And yeah, hope you're good. Take care of yourself and maybe you can catch us another time soon, dude. Love ya. Our OGs. Okay, so you guys see that bit of pooling? It's almost time to put them on the cutting board. Turn it off. We'll do this one first. Nice, we even got a good sear on that side too. And now they rest. And then the next step is we always just take this off of the hot burner. Because otherwise it'll just keep smoking like it is. And yeah, whenever you use cast iron, the handle is always going to be just as hot as the rest of the pan. So also keep that in mind. Alright, oven's going to come off. Let's switch this back over for us. And we're gonna mix our eggplant in while this steak is resting. Finish this up. This Time for foods. I know, the hardest part. That's why I try to do something else so we don't just have to watch the steaks rest and wait and torture. Look at how nice and roasted my eggplant pieces got. I'm happy with that. So now we'll stir those in. They'll soak up the juices from our yummy sauce. And then we'll try it and make sure we're happy. And then, like I said, we might need a bit more olive oil. And then as well, there's somewhere in here a bay leaf. So just keep that in mind. But especially mixing in the eggplant now while it's warm, it's gonna soak up all of these flavors better. Don't wait till it's cooled off. Holy smokes. That just like transformed it, hey? Okay, let's try that. Scoops, how are you doing? Welcome. Oh, look at, I'm getting a little rosy. We're cooking it up. Unless you have the jaw of a hippo. Who wrote that? Who the heck wrote that, Annie, hey? Get a bite with a little bit of everything. You gotta kind of rest it and mildly pitted on the surface cast iron pot. Would you recommend sanding it down or just remove the rust, which you have done, and re-season? If you don't sand it down, you might run into issues with that continually like flaking off little by little with the pits in there. Because I've had that even happen with some of mine, right? So yeah, if you don't do that, you might find that will happen, like where it is seasoned, it'll just kind of flake from that part. So I would suggest, like, if you are wanting to use it, give it a little sand and then clean it up, and then that way you're safe, right? You don't have to worry. Making sure all the flavors are good. Okay. Little oil and just a little bit more honey. And then we're good. We don't need any more acid or salt. Eggplant is pretty salty, right? Because we salted it. And then we seasoned it again to roast it. And then we roasted it and kind of dried it out. A bit of a salt bomb. Hi, little mama. How are you doing? Are you feeling better this week? Today's special at her spot, 3-piece fried chicken, collard greens, mashed taters with gravy, mac and cheese and a biscuit, and then we always play the game of how much do we think that costs, guys, for the lunch special. Knowing you, you don't charge enough, so I'm always gonna call you out because we work hard and never give ourselves enough credit, which people will always pay for if it's good. So I'm gonna say she probably charged like $18 for that. Which here, if you tried to get that, would probably be like $24. Okay, one more bite. That's the one. It's sweet and sour. Chris, use it $17.99. Oh, that reminds me of when we used to work together. What did we used to guess? The amount of kids that we would feed? I forget, but we used to do this challenge, guys, at work when we worked together with Chrissy Dubs. So you would guess on every Friday something. The whole team. I forget though. I mean, sometimes we'd go like really close to each other to bug the other person. Do we think that this is rested enough? I think so. Let me just set up a little video station for plating. The total number of orders. Oh, yes. Yeah, for the lunch program. You charge $24.95? I'm proud of you then. Really proud. That makes me happy. This was such easy food today. Yum. So satisfying. Okay, we probably don't need this to slice them. Are we ready, guys? I'm gonna eat this one today because it looks the best. The time is now. Is 18 bucks a good price for a meal where you are eating out? That's very cheap for where you are. Yeah, $18 is pretty cheap. So I always separate when I slice up a ribeye, guys. The cap versus the rest of it, because this is more lean and then that's always more fatty. You kind of cut them up a little different, and then there's always a bit of gristle usually in between them. So I try to slice the ribeye basically to the point where you don't have to trim off too much. Just nice, easy eating. A little bit of fat left on is good, but for sure I try to clean the gristle off for people. And then from here, you gotta like think of how this was, right? So then we can go boom, boom, boom. Before we cut into that though, we'll keep it resting. Clean up some of this just from the eye. There's always a chunk of fat here. And you'll know that because you could easily pull it apart as well. This is a really good one though, if that's all the eye was. Really nice piece of ribeye. And then maybe to make this slicing easy, we'll do that. You could still see it's dripping. Holy. Okay, let's slice this. The caponata is not hard, it's just we gotta put it on the plate, right? That's it. That was a good ribeye, guys. I don't know if I could have cooked that any better. Annie says he's salivating. Did you hear me just now? Oh, there's a little gristle here too. Just trim that off. And like, these are the things that I do at home because I don't want to pay another chef to cook this for me when this is something that I'm already capable of making myself. Right? So you'll save money that way. And yeah, the rib cap, it should just slide through like butter. One slice. You can see the fat layers in between the meat on the rib cap. And we'll just keep that all together. And I think we rested it enough. That's delicious. Okay. Plate. Let me just rinse my hand. I can't believe how good that tastes. Just cooking that on the grill pan like that. Like, wow. Maybe it's the meat, maybe it's the cook. We don't really know. Yeah, more like rib-bye. Okay, put a pile of our caponata. On the side, let's not forget about our salsa verde either, right? Because it's gonna bring the whole dish together. Look at how nice that looks. Yeah, we'll put it all on, why not? See how it's got like different sections almost? And that's often like if you go out to a fancy place for steak, they'll often cut it up like that for you. So you can see the different cuts of meat that you're eating. And then we can also say, like, if the server is really good, she'll also explain where the cuts of meat come from. It's almost too much, guys, for the plate. I'm gonna have to wipe it off. And then we always rest the other piece that's extra if we're not gonna eat it or if someone else is not gonna eat it. Okay, move that over for you guys. Want to hear awesome news? Always. And there's our salsa verde. And then we're just gonna spoon that. You don't have to like completely cover the meat. It's nice to have it peeking out from underneath. Like that. Leave like a little trail so you can eat some with each bite. You'll take the extra piece, White Dove? Okay. She called it. You guys lost out. Alright, I'm just gonna take a photo now and then we can taste. Brisket with béarnaise? Are you trying to send me to the hospital? That sounds like a recipe for a heart attack. I mean, in the best way possible, because don't get me wrong, I love both of those things a lot. I can't believe how good this turned out, guys. I've gotten pretty dang good at cooking steak. I mean, we probably won't need a knife, but sure. Little Mama's sister got her Bachelor's of Science in Neuroscience recently. And in quantum physics. How cool is that? Okay, where do we even want to start? I think I need this little nugget in the middle with some of the salsa verde. Yum, look at all those juices underneath there. It's like a little dipping station. The garlic flavor like totally mellowed out. So the salsa verde, guys, was parsley, green onion, a little bit of dill, a little bit of basil, caper, red wine vinegar, olive oil, salt, and pepper. That is delicious with the meat. That always reminds me of summer. And then let's say if you like cilantro, try chimichurri. That, I believe, is a Peruvian version of the salsa verde. Mmm. Out of all of the things in the caponata, the celery held its crunch, which is kind of crazy. Like, even the carrots are softer than the celery, but it's nice. Because then you have textural contrast. Thank you, Michael, for that. I appreciate you, dude. I just go back and forth. That's how I would eat this meal. A bite of steak, a bite of caponata. And that is one thing I will say, like, this is almost too rare. For ribeye, some people will like to go closer to medium cook because it won't be as chewy, I find. You just cook down a little bit more of the connective tissue and fat. But I don't mind this texture. Wow. The flavor of those fresh herbs, the dish would be lacking without that. And it just like brings everything together. Like there's capers in the salsa verde as well as the eggplant dish. Mm-hmm. Where's your plate? Open up. Open it up. Okay, we don't need the knife. If you have a good cooked steak, you shouldn't. Guys, this was good today. I know my face is a little bit red because we heated it up. Yeah, it is. It's now 80 degrees in here. We heated it up 5 degrees in this time of cooking. But me oh my, that's good. And yeah, like no heavy carbs, right? To try and digest on a hot day. The steak's nice and fatty, so that will keep you satiated. It will keep you feeling fuller longer when you eat things with high fat. And then the veggies add good protein, or not protein, good fiber to help with digestion. And then fiber helps you feel full right away, but you digest it pretty quick. So that's why you always want like something fiber, protein, and fat to balance it so you could stay full for like a couple hours. Rather than if you just eat veggies all the time, you'll be hungry within the next hour again. Yeah, why did I heat up my face? What are we cooking here? How humid is it? That's a good question. I mean, we live in what's known as a dry area. Let's see. Let's see what they're saying. If they even tell us. We're only 32% humidity today. That's nothing. That's really low. Yeah, there's been some days where it's like 60. 100% humidity, oofda. $86. Yeah, if you guys live here, it's like forever, like slathering cream on and stuff. It's so dang dry. That's nice though, Annie. It's cooled down. 16 degrees Fahrenheit in 2 hours. Okay, let me refresh our food and drink section. Also, I want to see who's on from our follower list. Guys, I know where we're gonna go raid. I'm so excited that she's on today. One of our community members who streams now, Floating Cozy. She's streaming Makers and Crafting. She's doing some crochet, some unboxing. That's gonna be fun. Cheese on today? On this dish? You could have put some grated Parmesan on the steak, yeah, since it's like an Italian style dish. It's so good, Wilson. I'm so excited to munch this. I'm gonna finish this, digest for a little bit, and then go for a walk. Cheese pizza? Is cheese on? Okay, let me get this set up, guys. Thanks, everyone, for being here today. This was a fun one. To me, this is a summer dish, for sure. Nice, he was in CJRs. That makes me happy that he's still around. Okay, Floating Cozy. Also, cue me. Belgian approval for the chef. I didn't want to like talk and then it sneaks out. Guys, Mish and Annie, first off, thanks for all the bits today. I have to scroll through like 4 pages to see the other alerts. Love you guys. We're now, what? We went from like 10% to 25% through our goal. So that's exciting. And that goal will be to like go to some of the fancy restaurants together and do some of the streams in the more popular cities. So I'm excited for that. What else do we got? I think that's it. Annie with the gifted subs. And a couple new follows. Fun. Okay, I'm hit that button then. We are ready. It says it's intended for mature audiences. Mish. Just so you know. Thanks, Michael. I will check it out after stream. Are we mature? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, guys, we'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific. I don't know if we'll be sewing. I need to message Julia and see what day is best. But I think I planned for sewing on Sunday. So we will be making a cowboy chili tomorrow. So think like more chunky instead of ground beef. So a cowboy chili from someone that I love, Cowboy Kent Rollins. I'm going to have to, if we are making the chili tomorrow, I just want to show you, we're using dried kidney beans. So I'll make sure that I soak these overnight so that we can pressure cook them for the chili tomorrow. That's it though. Okay, so hope to see you then. Take care of yourself wherever you are in the world. Love y'all. Stay safe out there. And you know where to find me. Mostly on Discord is the best spot. If you need anything, make sure you join it for all of our recipes. Alti, you're back in Alberta in 2 weeks. We'll be gone. We're going the other way. Maybe we can cross paths along the way. I will laugh. Okay? Let's go see Floating Cozy and spread the love there. Hope to see you tomorrow. Love y'all. Bye.